Unpopular opinion time? See if I can get some hate. Not really. See if I can open some minds. I don't get why Christians, and yes, I'm going to pick on Christians right now. I do that a lot because they are the ones that I'm around the most. They're the ones that have affected me the most. They're the ones that I've seen the most error in their ways on. So, cults in Christianity. Most cults are labeled as being dangerous, using some kind of belief system that isn't really founded in logical decision. But nobody looks at, the mainstream doesn't look at Christians as cults. You know, actually, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to pull up. Official cult criteria. The group is focused on a living leader to whom members seem to display excessive, zealous, unquestioning commitment. Well, have you ever seen how many Christians look at their little preacher, pastor, whatever, and follow their word like it's a word of truth? The group is preoccupied with bringing in new members. Oh my God. Double checklist. I mean, each and every one of these is actually, and this is a cult recovery page. The group is preoccupied with making money. Tithings. Mind-numbing techniques such as meditation, prayer, chanting, see, this is where we get into a little bit of the subversion that Christians do. It hits every checklist, except we say it's not because the majority believes it. The majority once believed the world was flat. They've argued about whether or not the universe revolves around Earth or if the Earth just flies through the universe. Guilt feelings in members in order to control them. Check. Not accountable to any authorities, as are, for example, military commanders, ministers, priests, monks, and rabbis of mainstream denominations. Well, here's the thing. We figured out that Catholics, part of the Christian umbrella, love to hide abuses against children. There's no accountability there. They're saving face. Group has a polarized us versus them mentality, yes. If you're not Christian, you need to become Christian or else you're wrong. All these things qualify. But yet, so many people don't want to say, hey, the excommunication, the banning from churches and community, and all that is fear tactics. Even judgment itself is a built-in fear tactic of belief. It's saying you need to be your best under our terms. It's completely rewiring the human compass to be anti a lot of things, actually, because so often so many things get connected to it. We see the alt-right of the Americas, the far alt-right, and their hatred that they spew. So often there's Christian beliefs present too. Actually, that is one of the most abundant belief systems that produces hate, historically. Now, a lot would argue that Muslims would, but the difference being Muslims are localized, where Europe, Christianity is invasive. We can see this in the natural populations. The natural skin tones show us who's actually from around a region and who's not. The way things evolve, the way things change over time. A lot of religion itself, the organizations, I'm going to pick on Scientology for a minute. Scientology, to the best of my knowledge, has some very bizarre belief structures, cult-like connections, and mythos, or whatever you want to say. Every organized spiritual system has a tendency to go cult-like at a certain point. People in power like herds of cattle. Okay? An individual cow is going to see a cliff and not run off of it. But the herd, the back pushes the forward to keep the movement going. Even if the forward sees that the cliff is coming, they cannot stop because of the momentum behind them. You know, this is where we're headed. If you look, a lot of the wasteful ideas and practices actually come from America, from Europe. Historically, other peoples have always found better uses and more abundant uses for what they had. Although, that's still giving the grace that they are actually in more abundant regions because of the northern climate of Europe offers less. Less diversity, less fullness. The way we treat each other, these labels, these organized religions and spiritual belief structures shouldn't be more precedent to how we treat each other in the moment, how we make up to each other, what we do whenever it ain't good. That's one of my biggest problems with Christianity. I've seen way too many Christians take that, I'll just give it to God, and walk away. Leave it. Whenever they could be going to the person they hurt and saying, hey, I know I hurt you. Can we at least talk about it? Let me improve myself. You also got the hypocrisy. As a child, I was invited to a church and I was told to lie about money because they didn't want to pay full tithings. Fear gets people to do unusual things. Well, whenever you base your entire religion on the precedent that you're going to go to hell if you don't follow our ways, if you don't accept our ways, you will be judged forever and tormented and tortured. And then there's, oh, it's going to come no matter what because of rapture. You got a double whammy there. A powerful double whammy that everybody ignores. Think about it.